Colman, who, you know, is right now just deciding between if he's going to be the biggest or second biggest chip stack in the final table.
Yeah, Dan is making it pretty much no matter what. And
by the way, you're the only one who really has gotten an edge on Dan Colman. I mean, you kind of throttled him a few times in the heat that you won. But what do you think of his play so far? He's been pretty awesome, right?
He's been playing very well. Dan and I actually have a lot of history online.
He said that. Yeah.
We play a lot of heads up together. So I know his little tricks. I know his little 3-bet. I mean, this might be a case in point right here.
Outside, top to bottom,
right. And that said, this is the first time that Colman has made an aggressive play like this before the third level of a heat.
I believe that. Dan is, I think he's coming in with a strategy of just of a typical sitting-o where you're supposed to play tight at the beginning and then aggressive at the end. And he just makes decisions based on putting people in spots where they have to either fold or put their entire tournament like a risk.
Wow, and this is really, you know, from Gross, we haven't seen this before. He's just flatting with the 2 kings. And it's trappy. I mean, this is not fear, is it? I mean, this is trappy, right? He's trying to let Dan Colman hang himself.
I would hope so. And I think it's a good play. I think it's a really, you know, it could be that JG genuinely just wants to pot control with his kings, but it could also be that he knows that Dan is 3-betting a decent amount, and by 4-betting, like with Jeff's image, if he 4-bets in this spot pre-flop, then his hand is face up based on how he's been playing up until this point. So I really like the call from him.
Tricky spot for Colman.
I think Coleman's gonna. Is Colman out of position or?
No, yeah, he's in the big blind. It's big blind and against a middle position open.
Okay. I think Coleman's gonna fire again in this spot.
Really high rock into the lake. But then I was thinking about it.
And the idea being that really there's very few hands that Jeff can raise with here. I mean, even if he hasn't beat, which Colman probably knows that if he gets called, he's beat like all the time here.
Right. I think basically he's betting for a number of reasons. A, because he's out of position and he wants to continue putting the pressure on. Like if he was in position here, I think he might be checking back a decent amount, but he might think he has the best hand sometimes, and also he has a lot of outs to hit like for sure the guaranteed nuts in this spot, and also you know,
Gross is looking like he's really a little bit nervous here. I mean, maybe he's putting on an act, but I think he's trying to figure out how big the river bet might be. Like, if Colman checks here, I think it's getting checked back. What do you think?
I think maybe there's a little dynamic between them where, you know, JG might be a little worried about the bridge. Wow. The kid's got heart. No one can say he doesn't.
He knows he's beat. He knows he's beat back. At this stage, he probably knows what Jeff has. Ace, jack, or better, for sure.
Right. I would agree with that.
I know you're not bluffing, but I'm just trying to think.
With an overpair, JG's going to be put in a very difficult spot here. I mean, it's a great bluff, and that's the other reason for betting the turn, is that you could represent and you can to set up a bluff on the river.
I want to let it go, but you play queens like this.
That doesn't mean they eat people. I mean, like,
sizing is so smelly.
Yeah, Coleman's range is super polarized in this spot. It's either aces or better. Oh wow.
You're good.
Kid, that's what you do. I just wheel them in with kings, no problem. You know?
I mean, I was gonna re-raise pre, but I just
you aggravate an 8-foot long.
I wanted to see if Dan's gonna try to abuse me today. I just buckled up.
Yeah.
Huge news! Jeff Gross has taken the sheen off Dan Colman. And I mean, Colman may have pushed it a little too far, and for Jeff Gross, that may be the second strongest statement he has made in this Premier League. You know, I'm not going to let you guys, I may play a little bit tight, but I can buckle up.